2021. Well, what an interesting year it's been. Despite the obvious negatives, this year has actually been such an awesome year for me. So we started off the year in Dahab, a place I'd never been before but had heard so much about. It really lived up to my expectations. A real windsurfer's paradise with perfect conditions. I learned quite a few new moves this year. After getting the hang of the spot, I decided to learn the grubby, which I did eventually get, but it ended up looking more like a cheese roll / grubby, aka the chubby. The real eye-opener to sailing somewhere that's consistently windy is that you actually get a lot of time to practice and work on new moves, and it wasn't long before I was putting a lot of effort into the flacker. I had quite a few attempts, but when it finally clicked, it was such a good feeling. I also put up a video showing my progression, as I know it's a move that a lot of people want to learn. Over the summer of last year, I'd learned to duck tag, but my ducks weren't very consistent. This year, I'd say on some days it feels impossible to duck the sail, but I've certainly improved. Being able to step switch and duck the sail has really opened up a whole new set of moves. In March and April, the wind really kicked up a notch and we discovered the goods of Speedy, the perfect conditions for starboard switch stance. It was here that on the last week of being in Dahab, I managed to get my first funnel, which has now very quickly become my favourite move. So then I headed back to my local spot in the UK. It was super frustrating going from sailing on average every other day down to a few times a month. But over the summer there were some solid sessions, and when it did get really bad, we managed to get out for some tow-in sessions, which we'd never done before, but actually was a great way to fill the time until the wind kicked back in. And by October, I had landed another new move, the Pineta, aka the switch stance spock. I'm now as hooked on windsurfing as I ever have been, and I'm really enjoying my time on the water. I'm hoping you guys get as much time in the water as possible this coming year, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what 2022 will bring.